People who do get paid enough for this shit. What's your job? Parks and Rec manager. I watch sports for a living. I own a septic tank maintenance and pumping company. And yes, I do get paid enough for your shit. Production operator. I have really good pay for working an alright shift and am damn happy with my job as I have zero education after high school and have worked a lot of shit jobs. Firefighter. We are paid for what we potentially have to do, not for what we do when we show up to work. On top of that, I can retire with a pension at 50 years old, and we work a schedule where every day you come to work it's your Friday. My husband is an overnight security guard at a ranch in a small town. He gets paid $17.50 an hour. He sits in the car and makes sure no one comes on the property overnight. Only one time he's had an incident. And it was a drunk driver that drove through the front fence, the pasture, then through the back fence and then got stuck. He called the police and they handled it. He's worked there for several years. It's an easy job, which is nice because he has some health issues. Had a babysitting job during university. I showed about 2 hours before bedtime and we had a snack and I checked if they needed any help with homework and then we watched some TV. They went to bed at 8:30 and the parent came home around 6 in the morning. This was 2 nights a week and the pay was good. I spent the time either studying or just watching movies all night. Trash man here. I literally deal with people's shit. I get paid enough. 10 years in and $80K plus a year. More this year because COVID-19 overtime. Long edit. Wanted to say thanks for all the appreciation and karma and add some details to some of the more frequent questions. Some of this will be specific to my region and my situation. I work in Kansas. I do not work for a union or government. I work for one of the 3 largest publicly traded trash companies in North America. The reason I make as much as I do has a lot to do with the market I work in. It is an open market, meaning we have competition from about a dozen other trash companies. This means we have to take all their trash and go out of our way to provide better service to our customers. So we get paid more. If the company had a contract to service the entire city alone, I would make less. Even a town 45 minutes away that we own a separate branch is maxed out at around $50K a year because that trash for that city is under contract. I also do all the driving and work myself. I am the only one on this truck. There is no helper for me. This varies regionally. My first year, 2010, I made $45K and have made more each year. Last year I made $70K. This year will be over $80K, but the majority of this year's increase will be from extra overtime from the time it took to pick up everybody's trash while they were stuck at home for quarantine. If you want to do this for a living, I can tell you a few things. You need a CDL and a clean driving record. You have to have a sense of humor and empathy for people. I pick up used tampons and applicators on the ground if they spill out. I pick up diapers. I pick up needles. I have thrown away dead dogs. Poor neighborhoods have a lot more trash than rich neighborhoods because the cheap shit that Walmart and dollar stores sell break often. Low-income families can't afford the fanciest no-odor stretch to not break trash bags. Their trash bags are cheap and will rip easy. It's not their fault. They are just doing the best they know how. Things happen in people's lives which you don't know why, and they don't know what to do, so they just want to get rid of it the easiest way they can think of. The trash. The trucks break down a lot. I'm typing this out while the mechanic is working on my truck. You have to be able to deal with things out of your control. Lastly, I will add that while this is fantastic money, I am also at the top. I'm 35 years old. Can I see myself doing this for 30 more years? Hopefully not. But there's nowhere to go within the company and make the same money. So I treat it as a short-term situation. This is the 6th deadliest job in America. One wrong step or move and I'm on disability or worse. Those of you that are saying you don't make this much with your degrees have to remember this isn't a permanent gig. If I could find something easier on the mind and body but paid less, I might look into it. Cheers. And remember to be kind to one another. We all have smelly trash. Residential appraiser. Pick my own hours and get $400 per report. Work isn't hard. Takes me about 5 hours. Everyone leaves me alone by design to not influence my value. Pretty sweet. Edit. The AMCs are little demons that need frequent updates. Many have reached out reminding me how in fact they basically own me and do not leave me alone. Edit. I've been told to say that there are downsides and it isn't super easy to get the certified license, so know that too. In a different vein than most of the comments. I'm a nanny for a very well-off couple who are convinced their 2 boys are terribly behaved despite me constantly saying they're great kids. There is literal shit to deal with and they for sure have their issues. Not enough time to play or hang out with their parents doesn't help. But I get paid an outrageous wage to basically be a third parent to 2 cute kids. Recently went down to only 20 hours a week during school and make plenty to pay all my bills, rent and save a little. People who choose to do this their whole lives aren't doing so for lack of something better or whatever you might think. Sometimes this is a very competitive career choice. Edit. Removed a redundant word. Edit 2. Thank you for my first awards. Help desk for 20 years. I remember all the jobs before that where I said, I don't get paid enough to deal with this shit. Farmer. CRM. Fast food. Video store clerk. 7-Eleven clerk. Call center. Although I kind of liked the graves at 7-Eleven. D. Receptionist. I get paid $20 an hour to scroll through Reddit. Once a day or so. I need to have someone fill out a form. It makes for long days. But I'm doing classes to finish my undergrad on paid time. So it's all good. 8 years ago my ex-wife walked out on me because we lived paycheck to paycheck after being medically discharged from the military. Was suffering from severe PTSD. Was diagnosed with liver cancer that same week. I was highly considering suicide. Once my ex-wife left I got treated for cancer and went into remission. Meanwhile I was doing truck driving training and going to therapy. I began truck driving cross-country in the US. It was so liberating and never deal with bosses or people really. I get a message like a text where to pick up and where to deliver with the pay rate and appointment times. As long as I'm on time I don't hear from anybody at work. That's the best part. My current wife was tired of me being gone so much and she was tired of her dead office job. She asked if I would want her as my co-driver. I was skeptical if she would want to be on the road with me 24/7. She put herself through truck driving school and we began driving together. I've never felt so happy and complete in life. We've been driving together for 3 years now. We bought our own truck and live very comfortable. We take $120K a year each. I'm only 32 and plan on retiring at 40. Edit. Thanks to all of you kind strangers for the awards and the support. It made my wife and I very happy to read all your uplifting comments. There are tons of skeptics out there. But here's my last year's earnings statement. My truck. Here's my wife and our dog Mr. Tiny. If you have any more questions or want to know more about trucking, send me a message. If you're a vet in need of some guidance or just need someone to talk to, don't hesitate and reach out. Poker dealer. I don't really do much. Basically just play middleman so people can play their game without concern. If there's any real issue I am supposed to just call a supervisor and let them handle it. I put up with plenty of bullshit but it's not that bad. Edit. I didn't not expect so many questions. I've talked about my experiences a lot on Reddit but never got to this point, haha. I tried to respond to every comment and question that was made. If I missed yours I apologize. Throw away for job safety. I'm a senior financial analyst in a manufacturing plant. My plant is very busy, making products that have seen tremendous demand increase since COVID hit. When COVID hit, they sent all of finance to work from home to minimize exposure. And we're still telecommuting. My workload has fallen off the table as I've made improvements to shortcuts and macros to do my work. My 40-ish hour job now takes me 20. The rest of the time I just wiggle my mouse browsing Reddit, YouTube, etc. I pick up groceries, run errands and appointments, and other leisurely activities during my work day. And I'm convinced nobody has a clue. I'm salaried and am pulling in north of 100,000 United States dollars. The kicker is everyone loves me and talks about all the great reports I run and processes I own. So when someone asks me to do something, I happily do it. I've got plenty of free time, and definitely do get paid for that. Used to hand out free samples for $10 per hour when minimum was $7.50. I got to cook and joke around with people all day long. Hardly anyone gets mad at the person giving them free food, even if they don't like it. I loved that job. Edit. I'm in Arkansas. Minimum is $9.25 here. Cost of living is low and there's lots of tourism and jobs.